There exists a single action, one that's startlingly straightforward, that has the capacity to create an instant emotional response in a woman within mere moments. And here's what makes this truly remarkable: your appearance doesn't determine its effectiveness. Your bank account balance is irrelevant. You won't need rehearsed conversation starters or manipulative tactics. This runs far deeper than surface level tricks. It's rooted in genuine human connection, yet most men remain completely unaware of its existence. Throughout this discussion, I'll be walking you through precisely what this action entails, explaining the neurological and psychological reasons it creates such a profound impact, teaching you how to identify the telltale signs that it's creating the desired effect, and crucially, demonstrating how to integrate it seamlessly into your interactions so it never comes across as rehearsed or artificial. Before we continue, I'd appreciate it if you could show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing to stay connected with future content. Make sure notifications are enabled so you never miss insights that can transform your relationship dynamics. Now let's begin this journey together. I want to hear from you directly. Drop a comment telling me your location. Which part of the world are you tuning in from right now? And here's something I'm genuinely curious about. Do you truly think one simple action could ignite such a powerful emotional response in a woman? Share your thoughts below. Your perspectives help strengthen our community, where most men completely miss the mark. Here's the truth that might surprise you. When the average man attempts to build a connection with a woman, his instinct tells him he needs to showcase his value. He thinks the path to her heart involves demonstrating intelligence through sophisticated vocabulary, sharing impressive accomplishments, delivering perfectly timed humor, or highlighting social status. But this approach fundamentally misunderstands how attraction actually develops. A woman's physiological response precedes her cognitive analysis. We're discussing reactions that occur in fractions of a second. Evolution has programmed her nervous system to read intentions, energy signatures, and emotional states with astonishing speed. This explains why a woman can encounter someone new and within heartbeats already possess an unmistakable intuition. This person feels safe to me. I sense trustworthiness here. There's genuine potential. Alternatively, she might experience the polar opposite reaction. She won't always be able to articulate the logical reasoning behind these feelings, yet the sensations themselves are undeniable. This capability isn't supernatural, it's embedded in our biology. And this brings us directly to the action I'm about to reveal: the profound shift that occurs when she senses something real. When a woman perceives the combination of authenticity, safety, and sincere intention, something extraordinary happens at the biological level. We're talking about an evolutionary response. An emotional mechanism activates that operates beyond her conscious control. The protective barriers she maintains naturally begin to dissolve. What emerges is what I describe as an emotional gateway opening. The most compelling aspect? Her physical responses will reveal everything. She cannot conceal these reactions. The three components that create this powerful effect. This isn't a singular action, it's the strategic integration of three distinct components that, when executed with precision, generate remarkable results. First component: the intentional, unhurried approach. I'm not suggesting you move in slow motion like you're underwater. What I'm describing is approaching her with clear purpose while maintaining a measured pace. You're allowing her nervous system the necessary time to register your presence and become at ease with the energy you're projecting. What message does this transmit on a subconscious level? It demonstrates self-mastery. A man who refuses to rush during a moment charged with romantic potential is someone who possesses genuine self-control. It signals clear intention without impulsiveness. It communicates respect for her emotional processing. Second component: the steady yet gentle eye contact. This represents the most nuanced element because achieving the ideal balance requires finesse. You're not delivering an aggressive, predatory stare. Equally, you're avoiding a timid or evasive glance. What you're offering is eye contact that conveys, "I'm fully present with you in this exact moment, and I'm not seeking anything from you." The distinction between eye contact that creates attraction and eye contact that generates discomfort comes down to intention. When you're searching for validation, seeking approval, or hoping for a specific reaction, she detects that energy and emotionally withdraws. When you're simply looking to share the present moment, to genuinely be there with her, the response transforms completely. Third component, the confident silence. This is precisely where the majority of men completely unravel. The instant a moment of quiet emerges, anxiety floods in, and they immediately launch into continuous talking to eliminate the tension. Yet when managed properly, silence becomes magnetically attractive. This isn't uncomfortable or empty silence. It's silence rich with presence, self-assurance, and connection. Without uttering a single word, you're communicating. I feel no compulsion to fill this space with unnecessary noise because I'm completely comfortable with who I am and I'm completely comfortable with you. The scientific foundation. Explaining its effectiveness. When you bring these three components together simultaneously, remarkable things occur at the neurological level. The measured intentional approach activates her parasympathetic nervous system, the biological mechanism responsible for relaxation, connection, and feelings of safety. Move too quickly, and you trigger her sympathetic nervous system instead, initiating alert mode and the fight-or-flight response. The gentle yet present eye contact stimulates oxytocin production, the neurochemical associated with bonding and trust formation. The confident silence establishes what I call positive vulnerability. She gains the mental space to actually experience what's unfolding without constant interruption or distraction. Her subconscious mind begins its analysis. This man radiates safety and emotional maturity. He's not frightened by intimacy. I can release my defenses. The unmistakable indicators that it's creating an impact. These responses cannot be manufactured. When this action produces the intended effect, her body reacts involuntarily. Learning to recognize these signals is crucial. You'll notice a subtle smile emerging without any apparent trigger. This isn't the polite, social smile she gives strangers. It's an internal, pleasure-based expression that surfaces spontaneously. She maintains eye contact for extended periods beyond social norms, and her eyes soften, becoming noticeably more receptive. Watch for unconscious self-touch. She'll reach for her hair, touch her lips, or place fingers near her neck. These are self-soothing gestures that emerge from the combination of attraction and positive nervous energy. Her physical position shifts closer without conscious decision-making. She might lean her upper body forward, eliminate a step of distance, or remove physical objects, creating barriers between you. Her vocal quality changes. It becomes softer, more melodic, warmer in tone. Pay attention to body orientation. Her feet and torso will point directly toward you. Her posture opens up. These signals are virtually impossible to fake convincingly. They represent genuine physiological responses occurring beneath conscious awareness, making it natural rather than mechanical. The absolutely critical element: never transform this into a performance. If you're executing this while thinking, I'm now implementing the technique to make her attracted to me, you've already destroyed its potency. Women possess an extraordinary ability to detect manipulation from considerable distance. So how do you keep this authentic? Begin from a foundation of genuine presence. Don't perform this action to obtain something. Do it because you're sincerely enjoying the moment you're sharing with her. Move with the same calm energy you embody when you're at home, completely relaxed and at ease. Maintain eye contact without fishing for approval. Don't scan her facial expressions to measure whether it's working. That surveillance mentality shatters the energy completely. Welcome the silence. Develop comfort with the pause. The greater your comfort level with silence, the more powerful these moments become. Why this transcends typical seduction advice. This action that creates such a profound response in women isn't a seduction gimmick. It's not a manipulative strategy. It represents the natural expression of a man who embodies certain qualities, someone comfortable in his own identity, someone who doesn't require external validation to feel complete, someone capable of offering presence and security without demanding anything in return, someone who understands how to create intimacy without invasion. When you cultivate this quality of presence, the transformation extends far beyond your interactions with women. It revolutionizes your entire existence. Your relationships deepen. Your confidence becomes unshakable. Your ability to connect meaningfully with others expands exponentially. Practical application in real situations. Let me walk you through how this might unfold in an actual scenario. Imagine you're in conversation with a woman you find interesting. Perhaps you're at a social gathering. Maybe you've just met at a coffee shop, or you've been getting to know each other over time. The conversation flows naturally, and then you notice an opportunity, a moment where deeper connection becomes possible. Instead of rushing to fill every second with words, instead of trying to impress her with another story or witty observation, you make a conscious choice. You slow down. You allow your movements to become more intentional. If you were leaning back, you might shift forward slightly, but you do so with deliberate calm rather than sudden urgency. As you move, you establish eye contact. Not a quick glance, not a challenging stare, but steady, warm eye contact that says you're fully present. You're not looking through her or past her, you're looking at her, really seeing her as a person in this moment. There's no agenda behind your eyes, no calculation, just genuine presence. And then comes the most challenging part for most men. You let silence exist. You don't panic. You don't immediately crack a joke or ask another question. You simply remain present in the quiet moment, comfortable with yourself and comfortable with her. Your breathing stays calm. Your body language remains open and relaxed. You're demonstrating through your entire being that you don't need constant stimulation or validation. What happens next is remarkable. In that space of silence, something shifts. The typical social performance that people maintain starts to dissolve. Authenticity emerges. She might smile softly, not because you said something clever, but because she's experiencing a genuine moment of connection. She might take a breath and relax in a way she hasn't since the conversation began. Common mistakes that undermine everything. Even with this knowledge, men frequently sabotage themselves through specific mistakes. The first and most damaging is trying too hard. When you're consciously thinking about each element, am I approaching slowly enough? Is my eye contact right? Am I being silent for too long? You've already lost the natural flow. Your awareness becomes self-consciousness, and she picks up on that immediately. Another critical error is misinterpreting intensity for presence. Some men think maintaining unblinking eye contact for extended periods demonstrates confidence. In reality, it often comes across as aggressive or socially unaware. True presence includes natural rhythms, moments where your gaze might soften, brief glances away that feel organic, returns to eye contact that occur naturally rather than mechanically. The third major mistake involves forced silence. There's a massive difference between comfortable silence and awkward silence that you're stubbornly maintaining because you think you're supposed to. Comfortable silence feels natural to both people. Forced silence creates tension and discomfort. You must develop the awareness to distinguish between the two. Developing this capacity over time. This isn't something most men can perfect overnight. It requires genuine personal development, not just learning a technique. The foundation begins with becoming comfortable with yourself. If you're constantly anxious about how others perceive you, if you need external validation to feel worthy, if silence makes you uncomfortable when you're alone, these internal states will sabotage your ability to create genuine presence with others. Start with yourself. Practice being alone without constant distraction. Sit in silence without immediately reaching for your phone. Learn to enjoy your own company. This isn't about becoming a stoic or emotionless person. It's about developing a solid core of self-acceptance that doesn't require constant reinforcement from external sources. As you build this internal foundation, begin practicing presence in low-stakes situations. When talking with friends, practice really listening instead of planning what you'll say next. When in conversations with colleagues, notice when you're tempted to fill every silence and practice occasionally allowing those quiet moments to exist naturally. These everyday interactions become training grounds for developing genuine presence. The deeper truth about masculine energy. What we're really discussing here extends beyond a single gesture or technique. We're talking about a fundamental quality of masculine energy that women find deeply attractive. This quality has been recognized across cultures and throughout history, though it's been described in different ways. At its core, this quality involves being grounded. It means you're not easily shaken by external circumstances. Your emotional state doesn't fluctuate wildly based on whether someone approves of you or validates you in a given moment. You maintain a steady center regardless of what's happening around you. This groundedness naturally creates safety for others, particularly for women. When a woman senses that you're solid in yourself, that you're not going to become needy or aggressive, that you can handle emotions without being overwhelmed by them, she can relax. Her nervous system registers safety, and those protective walls she maintains for good reasons begin to lower. Why women respond so powerfully. From an evolutionary perspective, women developed highly sensitive detection systems for assessing potential partners. These systems operate largely beneath conscious awareness, processing countless microsignals about safety, stability, and genuine intention. Throughout human history, a woman's survival and the survival of her children often depended on her ability to accurately assess whether a man was trustworthy, whether he possessed real strength versus mere bravado, whether he could remain calm under pressure. These ancient mechanisms still operate today. When you demonstrate genuine presence, when you approach with intention but without desperation, when you maintain eye contact without aggression, when you're comfortable with silence, you're activating all the right signals in these detection systems. You're demonstrating qualities that communicate this person is secure, this person won't become volatile or unpredictable, this person can be trusted. The oxytocin release that occurs during warm eye contact and genuine connection isn't arbitrary. It's the same bonding neurochemical that activates between mothers and infants, between long-term partners, between people who genuinely trust each other. When you create the conditions for oxytocin release through authentic presence, you're tapping into one of the most powerful bonding mechanisms in human biology: integration into your natural behavior. The ultimate goal isn't to have a technique you consciously apply. The goal is to integrate this way of being into your natural behavior so completely that it becomes automatic. You want to reach a point where you naturally move through the world with this quality of presence, where it expresses itself spontaneously in your interactions without conscious effort. This integration happens through consistent practice and honest self-reflection. After interactions with women, take time to honestly assess how you showed up. Were you genuinely present, or were you performing? Were you comfortable with silence, or did anxiety drive you to fill every gap? Did you maintain eye contact from a place of authentic connection, or were you searching for validation? This self-reflection isn't about harsh self-judgment. It's about developing awareness. The more aware you become of your patterns, where you tend to rush, where you become uncomfortable, where you slip into performance mode, the more capable you become of making different choices. The transformation that follows. As you develop this capacity for genuine presence, you'll notice changes that extend far beyond your romantic interactions. Your friendships deepen because people feel truly heard and seen by you. Your professional relationships strengthen because you bring a quality of calm confidence that others find reassuring. Your relationship with yourself improves because you're no longer constantly seeking external validation. Women will respond differently to you, often in ways that surprise you. You might find that women you've known for a while suddenly seem more interested or open. New women you meet respond with unusual warmth and receptivity. These shifts occur not because you're using a technique on them, but because you've genuinely transformed how you show up in the world. The irony is that when you stop trying so hard to attract women, when you release the desperate need for their approval, you often become significantly more attractive. This happens because genuine confidence and presence cannot be faked. Women can immediately sense the difference between a man who's performing confidence and a man who genuinely embodies it. Moving forward from here. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation with a woman who interests you, remember that your objective isn't conquest. It's not about winning or achieving or proving anything. Your purpose is to offer a space where authentic connection can emerge, where she feels safe enough to let down her guard and be genuine. Approach with intention, but without rushing. Allow your movements to be purposeful and calm. Establish eye contact that comes from a place of genuine interest rather than need for approval. Welcome silence as a natural part of human connection rather than something to be feared or avoided. Let your presence speak louder than your words. If you're committed to developing this capacity, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment saying, "I'm mastering presence," to signal your commitment to this path. And tell me which of the three components, the intentional approach, the steady eye contact, or the confident silence, presents the greatest challenge for you personally. Understanding where you struggle helps me provide more targeted guidance. If this discussion has provided value, show your support by liking this content and subscribing to join our community. Turn on notifications so you continue receiving insights designed to help you grow. We're building something meaningful here, a community of men committed to authentic development rather than manipulation and games. Thank you for investing your time and attention here. I'll see you in the next discussion, where we'll continue exploring how to build genuine connection and become the kind of man who naturally attracts quality women through authenticity rather than tactics. Take care of yourself, and remember, real attraction begins with real presence.